All right, so this is our UCSB PACE Applied Behavior Analysis open house. This is our summer 2026 term. We have our program coordinator, Dr. Kim, is here. She's not going to be on camera today, but she received her PhD in education with an emphasis in special education, disability, and risk studies from the University of California, Santa Barbara. So she is also a former Gaucho, board certified BCBA, and is certified in PRT. Dr. Kim is the Applied Behavior Analysis Program Coordinator for UCSB Professional Continuing Education Department and teaches graduate level behavior management courses. For the past 15 years, she has also provided exceptional behavioral service and consultation to over 100 individuals throughout the world and is published in the areas of social development, inclusion for children with autism, staff training, and cultural diversity. I am Savannah Groth, your instructor, leading our presentation today. I am also a former Gaucho. I attended UCSB and got my undergraduate degree, and then I pursued my master's in teaching with an emphasis on ABA once I moved down to Los Angeles. I've worked in a variety of professional settings, providing ABA therapy in home, school, telehealth, and clinic-based support for youth ages 2 to 22, and I'm currently working in a quality assurance role with a nonprofit. I'm passionate about teaching and supervising our budding ABA practitioners at UCSB PACE in the Applied Behavior Analysis program, and I provide ongoing consultative and quality control support for BCBAs working in the field. So let's hear a little bit more about our program.
We have a really fantastic applied behavior analysis program here at UCSB. We have some great benefits to the course. We have a very affordable program because our program is all online, which is really helpful. We do have frequent discounts for students who are interested in our program.
You have direct contact with your instructors and you can arrange office hours at your leisure.
The one-on-one supervision. We're able to offer supervision hours at an asynchronous level, which can be really helpful if you don't have a lot of BCBAs in your area.
In the world of applied behavior analysis, it does require that you receive practicum hours in addition to the coursework that you're completing. And so it's a perfect balance.
For anyone who has a job, family, or other responsibilities, who's trying to pick up their BCBA or BCABA on the way to doing something different. We have a lot of different BCBA exam prep courses available through our university.
We are here to help support and help you achieve your goal of becoming a future behavior analyst.
Sign up.
We look forward to having you take some of our classes.
I'd love to be your instructor.
Hope to see you there.
Thank you.
All right, so hearing from some of your instructors all about our program. If you are new to the field, if this is your first exposure to ABA and this is not something that you're sure just yet which type of certification you want to pursue, I recommend trying one of our training courses. So we do have different options and available asynchronous courses that you can take them anytime, every single quarter, no need to wait. You can learn to be an RBT, a registered behavior technician, through our training course. You can learn how to navigate life after school, the basics of ABA, our introduction to NDBI, or Naturalistic Developmental Behavior Intervention, development and needs for children with autism, and assessment of children with autism, all within that NDBI certificate program. So again, take a look at some of these programs, see if any of them are beneficial or exciting to you, and maybe get a little bit more information before you start one of our certificate courses. The BACB, or the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, is the board that oversees the BCBA and BCABA certifications, as well as the RBT certification in the United States. There have been some updates recently, and I know a lot of students are stressed about the upcoming changes for 2027, so we want to make sure that we're able to review and just take a look at all of those different changes together and how our program is already prepared for them. So you may not know, we are currently on, it used to be called a task list, the 4th or 5th edition task list. Now we are on something called the Test Content Outline 6th edition, or TCO6. So you will see that acronym a lot on the BACB's website. Just know that this is how we are prepping for that BACB and BCABA exam. They let us know what parts of the test they're going to cover, what topics, and then they update that periodically. So we are currently on that 6th edition, and that just tells us what content we need to cover for our courses. Don't worry, all of our UCSB courses have already been updated to align with this since even January last year. So we are right on track, and we will continue to modify and update as the new editions come out. For our international students, starting in 2023, the BACB began to shift their focus to primarily serve the United States. There are a variety of different programs that are available too if you want to be a behavior analyst in other countries, but just know that the BACB does not support or fulfill those certifications currently. So you will probably want to look into our QBA or Qualified Behavior Analyst courses instead. We have already passed some of our deadlines in other countries. I know Canada and Ontario had their deadline in 2024, the UK in 2026, and then Australia is coming up on January 1st. So those will be the phasing out of those certification procedures in those areas, and you'll want to look into other options available to you based on the country and location you're in. So, starting January 1st, 2027, the BACB has changes to course offerings as well. The coursework requirements for the BCABA and BCBA certifications are going to change. If you are planning to sit for the exam after January 1st, definitely take a look at the BACB's website. Make sure you have a really good understanding of all of the changes. Updates from the BACB can be found in their newsletters or directly on their website, bacb.com. So first we're going to take a look at the pathways for BC ABA and the QASPS pathways for our QBA certification. If you are testing before January, so if you are already enrolled and you're nearly finished, these were the old or current coursework requirements. Completing 225 coursework hours, requesting your attestation, accruing 1,300 supervised fieldwork hours, and passing the exam. This is all for our students who already have a bachelor's degree or are concurrently earning that degree. This was the old requirement. The new, or the one that we want to focus on for students who are just starting, is going to be this slide. So the BACB has increased the number of coursework hours and included a few different new courses. So 270 coursework hours will be required. Our FBA, or Functional Behavior Assessment course, has been split into two, and there's an additional course, the OBM course, or Organizational Behavior Management. These are really new and exciting offerings, and this is going to help you better prepare for the exam and the content required moving forward. You still only need 1,300 supervised fieldwork hours, but they made a few changes to how you can accrue those. So you can accrue up to 160 hours monthly instead of the old numbers, and 40% must be unrestricted tasks or tasks where you're not directly providing service. And then, of course, you still have to pass the exam. If you want some more information, I have a link here. You can go to the BACB's website and see what that looks like. But just know that completing our coursework will fulfill this requirement. UCSB PACE already has those 270 coursework hours worked out for you. All we need to work on after that is the supervision. Our requirements for the QASPS track, so through QABA or the Qualified, I think it's the Qualified Behavior Analyst Board for QBA, has a very similar Qualified Autism Service Practitioner role. So for this coursework, you'll only need to do 188 pre-approved coursework hours, so a little bit fewer than the BC ABA. Accrue just 1,000 supervised fieldwork hours, receive your professional recommendation and background attestation, complete the competencies worksheet, and pass the exam with a 72% or higher. For, again, those students who are outside of the United States, this might be the better track for you, just because the BACB does not support internationally. Double check where you are. Even within the United States, there are many roles that are popping up for QBA professionals, and this could be a much quicker and easier way to get into your certification. Just like the BACB, the QABA board has their own website that gives you all of this information as well, and that's linked below. Okay, so here are our courses. Hopefully you guys can see. We are coming up on summer. So summer is one of our lighter quarters, which is nice by design so that you don't have to do too much in the summer. We are offering 315, which is our Philosophical Underpinnings, Concepts and Principles course. This is kind of the learning the ropes of ABA, the mechanisms, what's behind all the science. So this is a really great course to start with. If this is your first quarter at UCSB, I would say this is a wonderful start. Our QASPS track is similar, the exact same courses offered, and you'll see just how you can continue to take those courses throughout the year. Keep in mind, there are requirements now for the BACB that you cannot take all your courses in less than one calendar year. So students always ask, how quickly can I finish? How quickly can I complete the courses? And I always recommend as an instructor taking one course at a time. If you can take two, that's great. But realistically, you're going to want to devote a lot of time and energy to your readings, your quizzes, your projects, and it'll help you to have your coursework spread out over the time that you're accruing your supervision hours. So your supervision hours take quite a while to accrue. You will take more than 1 year to do so. So a lot of students tell me if they rush through their courses, and they feel less prepared for the exam. So I would say spread it out, go slow, work at your own pace, and make sure that you can really dedicate the time needed to each course. So next up, we'll look at the BCBA and QBA pathways. So let's hear from Dr. Demetrius.
My name is Dimitri Dimitriou. I'm a doctor. I'm a developmental pediatrician. And here in UCSB, we will be offering you a QBA training program that will lead you up to the certification that you so much want to achieve. What is QBA? It's Qualified Behavior Analyst. It's what BCBA used to be.
The flexibility of our program allows you to attend and participate at the convenient time for you.
Our supervision can be offered in multiple languages. It's very flexible and versatile and can also be given in your time zone. We're here to provide you with the proper training and also give you our experience on the field internationally, online or on-site live. The way to do it, you choose, but we're here for you.
All right, so that tells you a little bit more about that QBA certification with Quabbel Board. We're going to talk about our coursework requirements for the BCBA track. Once again, these are our current or old requirements. Most of you who are at this open house or watching this video have likely already or are going to take this test after 2027, so don't worry too much about this page. Previously, what was required by the BACB is that you would complete 315, or I'm sorry, let me back up. Students would have to have a graduate degree, so a master's degree, a PhD in any field, or are concurrently earning a graduate or higher degree, and take our BCBA courses. Then you need to complete your 315 coursework hours, request your attestation, accrue 2,000 supervised fieldwork hours, and pass the exam. You'll notice it's very similar to the BCABA track, just an increased number of hours for both the supervision and the coursework, and then of course a higher degree to start. Now, the new requirements for 2027 have increased that again just a little bit, including 315 coursework hours, once again splitting our FBA course into two, and including that OBM course for Organizational Behavior Management. You still have to request your attestation, and then you're going to accrue 2,000 supervised fieldwork hours. Same parameters as we have at the BCABA. So just take a look at these, make sure that you have this information handy if you are looking to pursue your BCBA. Like we said before, please go to the BACB's website to double check. They have everything written out for you, but just note that our program already includes all of those coursework hours, and we have already planned for this change. For our BCBA track only, we have a special assignment called the BDS modules. So homework for our courses includes the Behavior Development Solutions, or BDS, CBA learning modules. I know there's a lot of acronyms there, but bear with me. Weekly assignments are posted to Canvas, and they can be found on your course syllabus. These modules are linked to the TCO6, or Test Content Outline 6th edition, so they are going to help to test you and get you really prepared for that BCBA exam. Or the technically ABA exam, but this is only required for our BCBA students. If you are a QBA student, you do not need to worry about these. It is optional. You're welcome to do it if you'd like, but it's not necessarily tailored to the QBA exam, so it's okay to skip. For our modules, you're welcome to retake them as many times as you'd like. You'll get points based on your score. But the really important and really wonderful thing about these modules is that they are the premier BCBA curriculum supplement. And this exam prep tool has a 98.5% pass rate for the BCBA exam. So if you're able to complete all those modules to criterion, they say that they will give you a money back guarantee. If you don't pass, then you can get your subscription fee back. So make sure that you take a look at these, that these are really something that you can work on. I know I did them in grad school. They can be long and cumbersome, as all homework is, but it's really important. It can really help to prepare you for the exam. All right, so our coursework requirements for the QBA track, similar to what you saw with our last set, are going to be just slightly less than the BCBA. So again, if you are in a country or an area that has QBA certification, this could be a quicker path to getting your certification and practicing in the field. Just like the BCBA certification, students must already have a graduate degree, master's or higher in any field, or are concurrently earning that degree. We also have to complete all 7 courses with a grade of C or better, just like we do in our other course for the BCBA track. So for the QBA, you're going to complete 270 pre-approved coursework hours, accrue 1,500 supervised fieldwork hours. You're going to receive your professional recommendation and background attestation, complete the competencies worksheet, and pass the exam. So once again, you can go to the QABA board website to get more information here, but these coursework requirements are just ever so slightly less than the BCBA and could be a fast track to help you get a certification and practice in the field sooner. All right, so our BCBA and QBA track. There are a lot of required courses, and you will see summer has quite a few. So this summer we are offering single case experimental design, cognitive development in autism and other severe disabilities, our competency course, which we'll hear about in just a few slides, and then our optional programs, supervision, if you want to get supervision with your BCBA program. This is a course that you would take every single quarter that you want to get supervision. So if you are between jobs for maybe 1 or 2 quarters and want to use it as a stopgap, that's fine. Or if you want to use this as your only form of supervision, you will take this course every single quarter until all your hours are accrued. We also have our study prep program. This is recommended after you finish the course sequence when you're study prepping for that final exam. We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. New for 2027, the entirety of the coursework may not be completed in less than 1 calendar year, which would be 4 consecutive primary quarters. So just how we have listed here, fall, winter, spring, and summer. As you imagine, this is a lot of courses to take, and once again, I would really strongly recommend taking 1 or 2 at max per quarter so that you can really pay attention to the material and give it the time that they need. Winter quarter is the only time that you're going to see just 1 course offered of our required courses. So that is a time that you'll definitely want to take that course, but other quarters you'll have a lot more opportunity to choose what works best for you. Pricing. I know everyone always asks, what is the price? UCSB is very competitively priced based on our other programs. And for the courses that are required, our public and international students pay the same fee. So if you are coming from another country, you will not be charged more for these courses. Even better, our UCSB students, if you are a Gaucho already, can get a 25% discount. So if you are a Gaucho and you are looking to take this program, just note that you can take them concurrently with your undergrad or graduate studies. Our supervision courses, once again, are optional. The study prep course is optional, so you can see when those are offered. It's your choice if you'd like to take them. And then we have our idea of how much it costs for the BDS learning modules. Again, that is only for our BCBA students, not for our QABA students. All right, so now I want to tell you a little bit more about one of our other required courses. What is the competency course? The competency course is a course designed to ensure that our students are going to demonstrate mastery of the course materials in a series of cumulative assessments. This is a relatively new course in the history of our program, but we've been running it for, I think, about 2 years now. So we've seen a big improvement in our test scores for our students, and we've also gotten a lot of really good feedback from students who take this course, saying that it's just been very helpful to get all of their testing under control. So this course is self-paced. A lot of students ask, oh no, is this going to take me an extra quarter to complete? No, you can take this concurrently with your last course if you'd like, or you can take it in its own quarter after you've finished. During the competency course, I've had students finish this in as little as 2 weeks if they're really buckling down, but most students take 6 to 8 weeks to complete. You have to complete 2 half-length mock exams covering the TC06 criteria. Half-length means half the length of the BCBA or QBA exam. So a full length is 4 hours and our half lengths are 2. The tests are timed. You have to take them within that time period, but you may retake them as many times as you like. You have to take 1 full-length 4-hour mock exam to really get used to that very long test format. And then we have an oral competency exam with your instructor via Zoom, where you have a verbal review of 5 randomized questions from the task list. I will tell you, students every quarter are most worried about the oral exam. Some common questions I get, we have a lot of students for whom English is not their first language. They are always nervous. I get emails, oh, what if it's really challenging? And I do want to reassure you, this is not an English exam. This is an ABA exam. So we're looking for functional language, examples, concepts. We're not looking for perfect grammar or long responses. We just want to make sure you understand that content. And we do have the flexibility to do that in a one-to-one setting for this oral exam. We also can have different accommodations if needed. I know I've had students where I type the question on the screen as well. Lots of information can be shared just to make sure that we're all on the same page. And then once a student has met mastery criteria for each of these assessments, each of them is an 80% mastery criteria, so 80% accuracy for all 5 exams, 4 exams technically. They'll pass the course and are eligible to submit their coursework attestation form to Dr. Kim. This form is required for your BCBA application, so you'll notice when it said complete a coursework attestation, that's what it means. This will determine eligibility to sit for your credentialing exam. So again, relatively easy in terms of you can do it at any time that you choose. You can do it as quick or as slow as you'd like, and it's just going to be great practice for your exam prep. Optional program supplements. So we have our supervision course. Like I said, if you want to take supervision and do your supervision through UCSB, that's totally up to you. You'll just need to take this course every single quarter until you complete your supervision. If you are between jobs, if you're not sure, if you're going to get supervision later, this is a great place to start to get some of your supervision underway until you can figure out another local option if you'd prefer to have in-person supervision. We have supervisors in different time zones. We have supervisors who speak multiple languages. So please let us know what your needs are and we'll do our best to accommodate. While it's recommended that you're working with clients in some capacity to take this course, there are opportunities available where UCSB could help support you in finding clients as well. We have a lot of people who come to us as teachers or working in education, daycare. We've had speech pathologists, occupational therapists come through. So just making sure that we can find a way to help support. We're always here trying to help accommodate for you. This course consists of a mix of group assignments and one-to-one virtual meetings with your assigned instructor to further develop and refine your understanding of the practice of ABA. Typically, students keep the same instructor for the duration of their term. Unless you want to swap, you're welcome to. When I was working as a supervisor, it was really great to have the same students for 2 years in a row. We'd have cohorts and get to know each other. So it was really nice to complete that supervision all in one. Then we have our optional study prep program. If you are worried about your oral competency or your competency course, you are welcome to take the study prep program first. You can also come back and take it later if maybe you completed your competency, but you didn't take the BCBA exam yet. You took some time off and came back and thought, oh no, I need to study some more. The study prep program is a unique 6-week course, which includes a pre-test and post-test with a full-length mock exam. But there are 4 weekly live lectures. So you get a instructor at your beck and call when you will hop into lecture to have live question and answer. This is something that's very unusual, not offered by a lot of other programs. We usually have very small cohorts, less than 10 students per class, so you can really get a lot of one-on-one time with your instructor if you have questions or want to really dive deeper on some of the mock exam questions. We also have pre-recorded mini lessons with bite-sized content about tricky topics. I know students love the 5 to 15-minute lectures. It's just like a nice, brief, in-depth discussion about, maybe some common mistakes or challenging topics. There are optional homework tasks to support exam study, but this is a pass or fail exam or a pass or fail course. You're not graded by points. You don't have weekly quizzes. You don't have, different things that you need to do. You just need to attend and participate to the best of your ability. This is really, study prep is what you put into it. And we want to make sure that students have as many options available to them. You can put as much or as little time into it as feels good to you. Open to everyone, including the public. So if you have other friends who are not in our program, maybe want to get to know more about UCSB, other professional colleagues who just want some CEUs or want to, learn a little bit more, we put on quarterly webinars. They're absolutely free to attend for students and the public. These ongoing webinars allow students to hear different perspectives, get insight into the applied nature of our work outside of the classroom. Some of my favorite topics, we've had an autistic BCBA. We've had a young man who went through ABA as a child and a teen come and talk about his experience. We've talked about ACT or acceptance and commitment training, lots of different great topics and a lot of really cool insight. Generally, tips for success in our course are going to be the same as any virtual course. In order to succeed, you're going to need the same tools you do in a traditional classroom, but you're going to have your own personal drive to get things done. So make sure that you are managing your time efficiently, and you should do just fine. I always tell students to set calendar reminders for all due dates in your own time zone. So for example, assignments in my courses are due on Wednesdays at 5 p.m., but I'm in Pacific Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast or if you're in another country, you're going to want to make sure that you shift that time zone so that it's easy for you to manage. You want to schedule time weekly to review your course content, complete assignments, do readings, pretend that this is a course that you're attending at a school, brick and mortar school. Whatever time is convenient for you to have class, you can have class. If it's Tuesdays at 2 p.m., Wednesdays at midnight, you choose the time. Just make sure that you have time to read, to review, to watch your lectures, and to get all your content completed. I would suggest attending office hour sessions to ask questions in real time. For me, I set those up on Mondays. Monday evenings are my office hour time, but you can always set up a one-to-one meeting with your instructor anytime that works for you. Like I said, Monday evenings work for me, but if you're in a different time zone, that might be really late for you, or you might have, family, kids, things to do at dinner time. So in that case, just reach out, let me know what time is better, and we'll find a day that suits. Complete readings ahead of your reviewing your lecture videos, always, just like we did in high school, college, and beyond. We want to make sure that we're always priming and preparing ourselves for the content. Look over that reading, bring your questions, that when you watch that lecture, hopefully it helps to answer it. When you're watching your lecture video, use it to your advantage. When you're sitting in a big classroom, you can't pause your instructor. You can't tell them, wait a minute, repeat that. So some really big benefits to a virtual classroom are that you can always pause, rewind, replay. We have captions available to generate for you. And then, of course, if you still have questions, feel free to email or reach out for a one-to-one meeting. And then, of course, before our quiz begins, prepare all of your materials. Look over your notes, look over your textbook, cull together anything you need so that you're going to have that close at hand for your quizzes. So some perks of our program as a review: classes are virtual and totally asynchronous, allowing students to set their own schedule. Your seasoned BCBA instructors have real industry experience and diverse backgrounds. We work in different areas, we work in different settings, so you can hopefully get some exposure to different BCBAs and different types of job settings. Instructors are available via email, live weekly office hours, or by appointment. Quarterly webinars are available on a variety of current topics and offered free to all students and the public. If you don't have a supervisor, that's no problem. UCSB PACE has our standalone supervision course open to students who need support fulfilling those hours. And then, of course, support in passing the big exam. Our competency course, which is mandatory, and optional study prep course allow you extra time to practice honing those test-taking skills. All right, I don't think we have any questions today, but please feel free to reach out, look at our website for any additional resources. Summer quarter is beginning so soon, next week on Wednesday, the 24th. So please keep an eye out when your courses begin and follow us on our socials for more info.